Celestial God. No. Celestial God. No. No words. No words. I should have said, oh, so beautiful. So the people need to see what I see. They need to see.
My family will. My family community will see what I see.
Physical voyages.
They're just not quite gathered yet in their circles to see it, but I know they will very, very soon. As Co-Secretary Generals, Co-Saviorals, Equinox True Qs are also poetesses and poets, healers, musicians, artists, and most important, anthropologists, social psychologists, economists, teachers, most important ever, learning Equinox True Qs, who combine all of the learning into the most important learning of all, of kinship and kindness to one's own family community as Shekinahs and Hekinahs, past, present, future, as Equinox True Qs. Co-Secretary Generals, Co-Saviorals.
And future, always balancing, to lovingly, genealogically, and boldly become and be space-time travelers whenever and where we have, in dimensional reality, all in part been before, if also never been before, in alternative space-time lines that are circles, which are of the universal EQ, IQ, and SQ continuum, balance, combinations of the ever-expanding circle which spirals and grows, budding and blooming in space-time. Love and live enlightened, ever young, long, and prosper all, both in each and every one. Engage your heart, mind, soul, and body, for we all, both in each, and each, both in all, can, must, and marvelously and miraculously make it so. Kongs Pax and led us all risen. On this earth and all planets, circles connected and reconnected in balance.
In the thunder's blast, she emerges, her eyes on fire, the mighty breeze. She is risen from the nativity of God. She is risen from the fires of the earth. She is risen. She is risen.
We are risen.
She is risen. She is risen.
We are risen.
We all are risen. Via my intervention and your cooperation as Co-Secretary Generals, Co-Saviorals, Equinox True Qs in circles.
Om Mahalakshmi Priya Maharupa Mahapuja महाविद्या महापातकनाशिनी महामाया महासत्त्वा महाशक्ति महारथी महाभूता महेश्वर्या महावीर्या महाबला महाबुद्धि महासिद्धि महायोगेश्वरेश्वरी महातंत्र महामंत्र महायंत्र महासना महायागक्रमाराध्या ओम महाभैरवपूजिता महेश्वर महाकल्पक महातांडव शास्त्रिणी महाकावेशमतिथि महात्रिपुरसुन्दरी चतुष्षष्टि उपचाराढ्या चतुष्षष्टि कलामयी महाचतुष्षष्टि कोटि योगिनी गणसेविता
Don't lose color. Come broadcast. Hi, Ma Patricia. So glad to read you.
Hello?
Hello. You're saying hello to the world as White Cap Buffalo Woman.
I don't have but just a couple of minutes left on this thing, so I can't do a long talk.
Well, you did a good job already. I'm glad you could make it.
Like I told you. Somebody told you.
Well, we're going to take care of these problems. I am going to take care of them with you. You're getting some very major help. Really big coming to you. My family will see what I've seen because we're spelling it out for them, and you're all our family. And it's very simple. Our family is filled with poetesses and poets, healers, musicians, artists, but most importantly, anthropologists right now. To understand that before we try to pursue further other hard sciences like biology and astronomy. We need to get our social sciences and our anthropology straightened out so that we have the best anthropological underpinning for everything, and that is parity instead of patriarchy. And that knowledge makes you into co-secretary generals, co-SZTARRIZE, equinox true Qs, when you understand its implications over time and space. That's what we're talking about, and that's why we're talking about it here. As co-secretary generals, co-SZTARRIZE, equinox true Qs, delivering the new millennial golden rule on this and all planets, for all our lands and all our worlds, as equinox true Qs, co-secretary generals, co-SZTARRIZE.
This day I call the heavens and the earths as witnesses intercessorily for and hopefully and prayerfully not against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Now choose love and life with light, so that you and your children may live. For I give you good doctrine, forsake ye not our new millennial law. Comes Pax Atlantis all risen, on this earth and all planets, circles connected and reconnected in balance.
Okay. I thought it was Christian. Maybe prayer to May sunflower, or Cherokee and Blackfoot. This is Anna Marie singing Christmas, and I am Cherokee, Cheyenne, Blackfoot, and Hangoutsz, Dakota. And I am also a French, English, and German. That means we are all related. We embrace the new millennial golden rule as the law of all natives of the sacred ground that is Mother Earth, and all the planets of all the universes.
Yeah, I'm just not going to try to coordinate it right now. I'm just going to do this ceremony by myself, but representing everyone. I don't want a superficial context today. I would rather wait on it and maybe do it again tomorrow after I have done some additional contacting and feel that it's quite ready. Um, Let me just think about that. I was going to make some outreach calls to get you some additional voices, but I think I'm not quite ready to do that today. And although I am running very behind, and this was an important date, there is an even more, I think, couple of dates coming up, and that can give us a chance. And of course, I'm going to be giving you a new calendar. This date is going to be changed. Certainly, we're not going to be in this year anymore. This year is going back in time to 2000 or 2001 or 2. I have to decide which of those 3 years. I think 2000 on our conventional calendar, which I'm also going to give a star date. So I don't want you to think of your holy days of this year as synchronicities too deeply, because they are not, because they're going to be changed. And we're going to give you a new lease of time. I intend to do that, and you will have that within a matter of days. The light is, and look at 5050 now at WordPress.com, and for our LU Koseviral ceremony, we are glad that Ma Patricia could join us. She joined us briefly. I don't know if you heard her. She was on the line with us here very briefly. There seems to be a continued problem that she has been having with her cell phone. And this is tantamount to what is going on in our culture. Everything is cheesy. Everything is momentary. Everything doesn't sustain. So we have to sustain. We need the kinds of phones that don't cut people off because they don't have time left on their cell phone. We need to have the kind of life that people have a continuum. So let's make our loving life. We'll make our ceremony now. The light is on in all our hearts. We have with us marvelous, miraculous, budding, blooming flowers and water. Hugs and love to all, both, and each, and everyone as soon as possible. The light is on in all our hearts. We have with us marvelous, miraculous, budding, blooming flowers and water. Hugs and love to all, both, and each, and everyone as soon as possible. And graced by Ma Patricia's voice earlier, and her presence, and in our hearts, and also Anna Marie singing crickets. And we have also had some outreach today to Lee and Shu Ann, who are working with us, and some other people who are working on all of our behalfs, and especially Goddess God, who is striving to work on all our behalfs. We'll say, Mitakuye Oyasin, Mitakuye Koseviral. And let me start out even before then with Namaste. Namaste, the divine within me greets the divine within you. Mitakuye Oyasin, Mitakuye Koseviral. Kongs on Pax, Ko Am Pax Culture. Merci. Tubesque. Sedleric, Tubesque. Merci. Bahava, L'chaim, Shalom, Salam, Salam, Shalom. Mir, Pache. Tubesque, Sedleric, Tubesque. Pache Mir. And Sayonara, Shinque, Chop Chop, Das Vidanya, Shlanzavag, Ubuntu, Buenos Dias. G'day and cheerio, and many, many more blessings and greetings of all of our heritages and heritages. Oh, we're not reaching the people we want to reach, so we'll have to do it tomorrow or early, and I think we'll start our broadcast early in the morning tomorrow so we can catch up. And we'll say, love and live eternally young, longest, and prosper everyone and all, both and each. Let me do it this way. Love and live eternally young, longest, and prosper everyone and all, both and each, all, both, and each, and everyone. And as Secretary General, Co-Secretary General's Co-Savior's Equinox True Qs. Love and live eternally young, all, both, and each, and everyone, longest, and prosper everyone and all, as Co-Secretary General's Co-Savior's Equinox True Qs. We'll drink the milk of human kindness for all, both, and each, and everyone as soon as possible, representing all, both, and each, and everyone as soon as possible, and especially focusing on the breastfeeding of young people, baby girls, holy baby girls and holy baby boys, and their mothers as holy beings. And we're going to come back to this after our ceremony. We're going to come back to this issue and see if we can reach some people to talk on the broadcast today about this. This is so very important, and especially the entire Holy Family community redeemed by the understanding of the importance of 2 to 3 years on cue breastfeeding, and past, present, and future, and the milk of human kindness at all stages of life, past, present, and future, as Equinox True Qs, Co-Secretary General's Co-Savior's. And will drink the water of loving, living planets that will regain and sustain our planet Earth and all our Earth to be, past, present, future, as Equinox True Qs, Co-Secretary General's Co-Savior's. We'll celebrate and re-celebrate all our birthdays, conception days, name days, and holy days together, past, present, future, as Equinox True Qs, Co-Secretary General's Co-Savior's, starting with our equinox around the months of springs, all around the equinox, and all around the autumnal months around the equinoxes, and then a larger circle including all our months of the year, starting with our Shekinahs and our young Shekinahs and young Hekinahs, past, present, future, as Equinox True Qs, Co-Secretary General's Co-Savior's. We'll celebrate and re-celebrate all our birthdays, conception days, name days, and holy days, past, present, future, as Equinox True Qs, Co-Secretary General's Co-Savior's. And I'm going to make sure that we're on our conference line in case anybody wants to call in during this. It's 011 if you're calling outside of North America, 1-641-715-3580, access code 773-342. We give priority to women and to youths, females and males, aged 37 or so and younger, and also if you are a young male, bring a young man, bring a woman with you. And our kitty cats are coming in and out too. Okay, and now we'll do our consciousness currency. And we'll start fresh. We'll choose parity, paradisal parity on this and all our planets, instead of patriarchal planeticide, plutonic planeticide. We'll choose parity, paradisal on this and all our planets as equinox true cues, co-secretary generals, co-saviors. And we'll say, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, all the blessings and all the greetings of all the heritages of our earth and our earths, past, present, future, as equinox true cues, co-secretary generals, co-saviors. And we'll say again, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, all the blessings and all the greetings of all the heritages of our earth and our earths, past, present, future, as equinox true cues, co-secretary generals, co-saviors. Well, as you know, we have a hearing that we intended to do today, but I am running behind in the preparation. I had intended to have it ready, but I am a little bit behind. So it's not going to be available for this broadcast. I believe that it will be available for the early morning, tomorrow broadcast. And we'll make sure that that's our hearing broadcast instead of our usual just only doing our greetings. We'll also do our hearing starting tomorrow also. So let's do that. And let me just make a couple of quick outreach calls. Just think if there's any other way I could go about this. Yeah, I think that's the better approach. I'm just not quite ready. I have lots of ideas, but they're not fulfilled yet in preparation. So I have to do it this way, even though I hate to delay us another day, but I have to. That's the way it has to be. So, So it looks like we're going to have to, what we'll do is we'll do a backward in time to this day and to other days earlier in April and earlier in March. We're going to move back in time. When we have ourselves ready, we're going to we'll actually show you a calendar as if we're traveling back in time, because we don't want you to feel that we forgot the synchronicities of certain birthdays and conception days. Those are too important, and we want to go back to them. So, and even today, there is a meaningful numerological aspect, but that occurs every day. The numerology is with us every day because every hour has all the numbers in it. Every hour, every minute has all the numbers in it. So we're always hitting synchronicity with great numbers, with numbers that are favorable to humanity. It's always there. We just have to keep in mind that in the moment is eternity, and in the moment, and the situation can change on a dime, as you might say. It can spin around on a very quick shift. So we'll do that. And so let's put our materials in front of us for making some phone calls, and that's what we're going to do today. Although I think I will call one person that we did reach earlier. Let's see if we can reach her again. No, not able to do an ad hoc today. We know that party would be very useful in describing the facts to you, but we're not reaching them. So we're just going to go ahead and do our usual outreach phone calls. That's what we're going to do. Okay. Well, let's see if we can get some of these melodies. Hi, Emily. Can you give me a call back as soon as possible? I'm at So, James, you are an expert on breastfeeding and also gender parity culture, aren't you?
Yeah.
And you have written extensively about the importance of parity culture.
Yeah.
And you have written about the importance that every person should have full on cue 2 to 3 years breastfeeding optimally.
Yeah.
All our holy baby girls and all our holy baby boys.
Right.
And we're celebrating, especially today, we're going back in time here. We gather at this place that is like a hat crown halo gathering that our grandmothers sponsored, the gathering for their family and community, gathering all of the women and the youths of our family, females and males, to announce that we have delivered parity culture to the entire world on behalf of what our creator and creator really wants for all humanity.
So where is your meeting being held?
Online on the Google's Hangouts on Air.
Oh, okay.
And so we do this in the name of Sarah Harriet and Julia Marie. We had a pediatrician from 1947, Dr. Strauss, who made lots of mistakes with lots of mothers and babies. Very common then, as you know.
Right.
And my own very beloved gifted sister was put on scheduled feeding instead of breast on cue feeding. And I have come to understand that that caused a complicated scenario for our relationship that we didn't know where it was coming from for years and for all these years. And we also are including her neighbor, Georgine, and our younger generation, Vanessa and Harlan Liz. We have a mother by the name of Marion and Hadass, who are experts in this area, and I'm going to want you to also join in with them in a subsequent hearing. I'm calling it the hearings. But also, you can read about this at 5050now.wordpress.com, and I will coordinate a more coordinated testimony with you in the next day or two.
Okay. You're going to have to go and send this information to me on your email, so I have it written down.
And what you just need to know is $50 now.wordpress.com. What'd you say?
50/50.
Now.
Yeah, now.
.wordpress.com. And you know, I normally give priority to women on every aspect of culture. But I believe that women need to know of men who put women first.
Absolutely.
And who put children and babies first.
Exactly right.
And that's you. So we're graced to have you as a counterpoint to what's going on in most of the rest of this world, where old men are putting themselves first. You have put women and babies, baby girls, holy baby girls, and holy baby boys, like Marion and Hadass, and Julianne Marie, and Georgine, and Vanessa, and Harlan Lewis Laviz, and all the people of my family and your family, and you have some too, and we'll talk about them. We want to give everybody as one family what you have been recommending, gender parity, and the full 2 to 3 years of on-cue breastfeeding, past, present, future.
Right. I just got through DAWNSZ recently posted that do exactly this subject, and I'm happy to send that to you as soon as I get an email from you.
You will. You'll be getting it, and look forward to it. Every blessing, and we'll be talking to you again, and you bless all of our family, don't you?
Okay, yeah.
And family community, and we do yours.
Yeah, let me get your URL again. It's
50/50.
Okay, okay.
WordPress. Dot word world PR.
Okay, but anyway,
and you're going to.
wonderful. Well, this is so.
And we normally put women first, but in this particular instance, this caused a ripple effect that affected a very gifted family, and this works like this, and you know it, that when a very gifted, sensitive baby, like my sister Julianne Marie, does not get the optimal advice, and her mother doesn't get the optimal advice from a pediatrician, it could have a huge, complicated ripple effect. However, we are happy to say, and one of the other guests that I'm going to come onto our hearings, we have a lot of healing modalities for people who did not get optimal breastfeeding now. We have lots more therapies than we used to have. We even have, wet nursing for adults. But I don't know that, I think the most important thing for people to do is have the catharsis to know that they were right in their anger and their frustration as a baby. My sister suffered colic, and lots of the colicky babies we know. And this generation, it passed itself on in the form of Crohn's disease in the next generation, because that colic issue was never dealt with. And we have too many people running around thinking about too many things other than little babies and their mothers, and how important that goddess aspect and the goddess aspect of little baby girls and little baby boys, and little god aspect in the relationship, the mother as their first goddess. So I'm so glad to have you, and we're going to make sure everybody hears this.
Thank you so much.
And you'll be hearing more from me right away.
I'll look forward to your communication. I'll be in touch.
All right. Every blessing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Okay. That's great. Okay, now we can go and make our cell phone calls, our regular calls. Let's see if we'll have a La Leche lady on here first. So glad to have you. I just had another expert on breastfeeding and doing what we are calling a hearing on the issue of parity versus patriarchy in cultures that honor women and children more. We're wanting to honor cultures that honor women and children and transform our culture into such a culture.
Okay.
And you're Emily from La Leche, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm with, well, I actually just this last month retired as a leader, but I have been for 7 years.
Well, your knowledge never retires. In fact, it's going to get a new lease, because we are turning back time to give our entire culture a new lease on time. I have wanting to announce here, we're gathering women like yourself as well as men who have the knowledge that parity culture and culture that honors women and the goddess-like aspect of giving breastfeeding and the goddess-like aspect of the baby girl and the baby boy, the holy child, the holy female and the holy male little baby as they're born. He has the ability to have so much gained by the experience of breastfeeding, and how we really have to stop this practice of not understanding this importance of breastfeeding and on-cue breastfeeding for the normal 2 to 3 years, that people really are best benefited for it. And so, Emily, we're broadcasting this. I'm broadcasting this as part of a hearing that we're doing on parity compared to patriarchy. And a parity culture would know that Mother Nature is the critical aspect of humans' well-being.
Okay.
And so the women like you who have given your devotion to assisting mothers, and we are going back in time as if we are assisting our great-grandmother, whose name was Hearingsz, in her breastfeeding of my sister Julianne Marie, who was born in 1947. She had a pediatrician by the name of Strauss, who was typical of many of the pediatricians of that age, and many of the women were rather naive about the obedience they gave to their pediatricians. Placed our mother, as Harriet, on a scheduled breastfeeding plan, and it affected my sister Julianne Marie very badly. She got colic.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people experiencing this suffering today that doesn't need to be. So we're calling upon you and other people in this area, including Julianne Marie herself, and there's others in our family, Marion and Barbara, experts in mother-child bonding, and Jennifer, who is the daughter of the mother of the Gaia effect, to come and to know that we are including them, all of them, including Julianne Marie, as experts on this area, and wanting them to portray their great goodness, that actually, and the nice thing about it is a lot of this injury can be healed now. We have more better therapy approaches to heal people that didn't get optimal breastfeeding. And what we like to do is see a culture putting its resources into this rather than into building nuclear weapons and jails, and etc., etc. Would you agree?
Okay. I'm not sure what you're asking about.
Well, we're just saying you recognize the importance of this for the entire culture, that it has a ripple effect on every person. And so we're so pleased at what you've done. We want to recognize you. We already sent out, you may have received an email, some of the people from La Leche received an email already with consciousness currencies where the usual picture of George Washington or Lincoln, you know, any of our bachelor male presidents, so-called presidents, where we have all the founders of La Leche League right there. And you could put your picture on one too. If you go to 5050now.wordpress.com, we put our entire family, all these people that I've mentioned to you, on these consciousness currencies, because every person who starts out optimally or recovers that optimal well-being, understanding how important it is, and makes an effort to heal the wounds of inoptimal breastfeeding later on, even in life, makes the world a better place. And all our world's a better place, because we're looking forward to the future. And in addition to this planet, having contact with other planets, terraforming other planets, and having contact with planets. And so these people who are working on this area with me are very important, and so are you, and we'll have you back as a guest. Can we call you again?
That's fine.
Excellent. Bless you. And you've joined our Head Crown Halo store, a shop. It was a shop, but more importantly, it was a home. It was a home where the mother lived. Our great-grandmother Ray and our great-grandmother Sarah Harriet lived there, and there were other children there raised there, Jacqueline, and also this has many branches of family that are connected to this family, and very gifted people, all of them, and yet so many of them have never really had a conversation about what we just talked about. And so we're wanting to make that a shift and make that conversation very part of the way everybody talks and talks what they talk about. So I thank you. And if you want, I'll let you leave a personal message for my sister about this. Would you like to?
No, thank you.
All right. Well, she will be able to hear this on this broadcast, but I will leave it as a personal message for her. And then maybe the next time when you have a little bit more prep time, I just kind of called you ad hoc. You may have spoken with her before. I think a few months ago you spoke with her.
I may have.
I think you did. I think you left a message with my sister Julia Marie already. So she said, and your name is Emily, and you're right there in Illinois, right? Aren't you?
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'll make sure that we have the connections and we'll bring them together.
Okay.
All right, dear. Every blessing, and bless all your great and grandmothers too, and all the babies, past, present, and future of your family, females and males, treated as holy baby girls, holy baby boys, and having the power to make this world anew.
Okay.
Every blessing. Okay, that was really good. That was good. Now we'll make some regular calls.
To Mary and Margulies, please leave a message and I'll call you back just as soon as I can. Thank you. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi, Marian Hadass, and Marian, and all your Shekinah, and all your young Shekinahs and Hekinahs. We're including you all. This hearing, we just had a discussion with, we started out actually with a man who has been a very strong advocate for gender parity and full 2-3 years breastfeeding on cue, whose name is James Prescott, because it's very unusual for men to focus on this area, and we want to have women have the courage to say to all the men that they know that they should be doing this. So we started with him, but we also had equally important, in many ways even more important for women to recognize Emily of La Leche League. We spoke about you and Hadass and Jennifer and her children, and of course our great grandmothers, as Harriet and Julia Marie, and now Vanessa and Harlan Lewis and Georgine, all these various people that we've been mentioning to you, and a lot more, Jennifer and the daughter of Lynn Margulies, because if we're going to have a positive Gaia effect, this is the best issue to start with. And my sister and all of our sisters deserve the knowledge that this is being focused on, and it's being focused on in all of your names and to all of your benefits, and with all of you as co-secretary generals, co-secretaries. Let's love those holy baby girls and those holy baby boys. Let's make sure we don't forget that there were thousands of generations of girls that were not treated as equally important, and too often the doctors were male older doctors, as with my sister in 1947, and the women were too obedient to the authority of an older male. And that's an aspect of patriarchal culture that needs to be shifted. And when we have parity culture, then we will have the full wisdom of both genders, and will also include them as all responsible to see that every holy baby girl and every holy baby boy are given optimal breastfeeding. You know, I've talked with both of you about the aspects of your biblical names. We don't even know the name of Queen Esther's mother, but by the biblical account, we are saying it is likely was Marian. It's like your name, and you both are very holy baby girls, and all the people who have ever been born, all the young baby girls have been so, and particularly those that I know, and that includes, of course, you and my sister Julia Marie and Jennifer and Barbara, who's another expert in our family, and who's also going to be coming on as Co-Secretary General, Co-Saviora, and Jennifer, and a lot more. Ivy, we've got more in this area. So we're going to bring forth all of you, and I just wanted to let you know we are broadcasting and people can hear that I am talking to you. Every blessing.
If you're satisfied with the message, press 1. To send your message with normal delivery, press 1. To send your message with urgent delivery, press 2. Thank you. Your message has been sent.
You've reached Jennifer Margulis's cell phone. Please leave your name and number, and she'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Hi, Kazinas there, Kazinas and young cousin. We are calling you during our hearings on parity versus compared to patriarchy. And we just had two very expert witnesses talking about the importance of mother-child bonding and the breastfeeding time. We had Emily from the Leche League and James Prescott, who's written extensively both on the issue of gender parity in government and the importance of breastfeeding for babies optimally on cue for the 2 to 3 years that's optimal. You've done so much work in this area. We want to recognize you as a Co-Secretary General, Co-Saviora, Equinox True Q, and the solar power that you have that starts at the breast. Because you and I both know through all of our study of our families that the most brilliant scientists are not served well by a culture that does not allow them to have time to bond with their children. Neither the women or the men, neither Lynn, Alexander, and of course her sisters Diane and Sharon and Joan, nor Carrie, who is the sister of Carl, nor any sisters of Thomas. All of them are not properly served, and their children and their generations are not properly served until we have a government that is a divine democracy that starts at birth, that starts with the give and take at birth, 50-50 at birth. And so you are very important, and we want to recognize you as Co-Secretary General SZTARRISZE, but you need to come join us. We were able to get these other people join us. You shouldn't be afraid to connect with your own genealogical family when you have such expertise to give them all. Your connection will help all the branches. We are broadcasting so everyone can hear us say this to you, so that you can know that you have been called upon as an expert witness. We love you, and we regard you as Co-Secretary Generals, SZTARRISZE, inherently, but only in full empowerment when you come and join this process. Then you will connect, and when you connect with the other Casinas like Barbara and Marion and Julianne Marie and all of their generations, their young children, females and males, including Hadass, and including Rachel Marie, Danielle Juliet, including Vanessa and Harlan Lewis Laviz, and all of these other young people, as well as Hesperus and Athena and Etani, and all of them. We need to have our Eleusinian mysteries where we're gathering together, and we make the best judgment of a real court, which is a restorative and reparative one, instead of the top-down nonsense that we got out of patriarchy. And instead we have a circle of good judgment to make the circle of love from the beginning of life and on this and all our planets. So we'll send you this message, and you're welcome to come join us. Don't be afraid. Being afraid has a ripple effect that creates a problem in your area environmentally. And of all people who should be aware of that, it should be you, because your mother, although she did not have the optimal situation as a mother and a brilliant woman, both, she would want you to bring both to everyone in the world. And what a Gaia effect that will be. We're looking forward to it, dear. I do it on your behalf intercessorily, but that isn't enough. You need to come.
If you are satisfied with your message, press 1 to listen. To send your message with normal delivery. Thank you. Your message has been sent. Goodbye.
Julianne Marie and Georgine and all the circle there, all the people, and Mother Diodora, and especially Vanessa and Harlan Lewis Laviz, Vanessa, and all the Shekinahs and the young Shekinahs and Shekinahs of our family. On our broadcast today, we had some experts. We had Emily of the La Leche League, which is based in Illinois, founded in Illinois, and she's going to come back. And she has actually spoken with Julianne Marie a few months ago on a previous call. This time we had her on as an expert witness, and we also had a gentleman, because we think it's very important that women know that they can hold other men to the accountability of standard of this man, James Prescott. has written extensively about the importance of gender parity in government and full 2 to 3 years breastfeeding for every baby girl and every holy baby girl and holy baby boy. You can read about him in our resources. It's on our website. And I've called him before, and I think you've had a contact with him in a personal way. Now you hear them both on our hearings. But they are calling, and we also called, and we are making it so that this message is being heard to both of you. You know that Jamie Lynn Goldenberg has written an essay, an article, a research study called Mother's Milk. So you two bring together, with Julianne Marie's experience with Dr. Strauss, you bring together enormous personal as well as family study, research, educational understanding that can benefit not only everybody on this planet, but everyone on all our planets. Because once we get this little piece of problem fixed, humanity will get a lot smarter and a lot kinder. And kinder is smarter. So now I'm showing you the milk, and here's the heart light. We did the ceremony, and we also had Mom Patricia on the ceremony for a while today, very briefly, but she was there. And here's the marvelous, miraculous, budding, blooming flowers, and here are the cakes with the world globes on them. Okay, and we're going to add a lot more world globes if we get your cooperation. We also called, and it was broadcast so everybody could hear it, Marion and Jennifer. And we don't have time to do Barbara right now, but we're going to do Barbara also. We did her earlier today, and we didn't do it as a broadcast, but we did do this as part of the hearing. And we are calling upon you as expert witnesses. So you are being called upon, and everybody's hearing this. You both have family expertise in this area that can benefit the entire planet, as well as yourselves, as well as all the people that you love and know. So don't waste that kind of gift that you have. You're very, very important. And we are calling you as Co-Secretary General's Co-Secretary Equinox Qs. And so I'll say all the names. Now, we did this within the context of the Holy Ceremony also, as well as the hearing. And we we say also all the names, all the holy names, Grandma Popper and Grandma Margulies and Ray and Clara and Ray and Clara and Tara Harriet and Jacqueline. And Jacqueline will also be called. We'll let her know. We're going to get to that tomorrow probably because we have a lot of emailing out to communicate on these issues. And the La Leche people received a big email from us within the last few days, and they're going to participate in this, and you can participate with them. And James Prescott said he'd be happy to come back, and so would Emily said she's coming back too. So you've got people who are going to come back to these broadcasts with you, but you are so important you don't recognize it, and you both are, and all of our family is, including all of the people I always mention, you, Marianne Hadas, and Solomon Meredith, and Barbara, Rachel Marie, Daniel, Juliet, Stacy, Anastasia, and Cheryl, and of course Vanessa and Harlan Liz with Victoria and all these people. So let me just say the names again in the right way I like to do it. Grandma Popper, Grandma Margulies, Ray and Clara, Tara Harriet, Jacqueline, and including Lillian Gay, who probably did some breastfeeding for Jackie and maybe not enough. And also Jackie didn't do enough for her children. It wasn't enough done there. So it explains some of the over-aggressiveness within our culture and the difficulty with people being peace envoys to one another. Why is this so hard for some people? It may be because they weren't quite adequately breastfed, and all of us understanding this and talking about it. I know all kinds of people, when I ask them how long were you breastfed, they don't have any idea. Their mothers and they have never had a conversation about it. And let's change that. Let's make it a conversation with everybody in the world and worlds about that. And all the family community, not only just the women, but the men. Promoting it, like you just heard James Prescott promote it along with Emily also. And let's say also, and I recognize too, I mentioned this has a ripple effect into the next generation. It affects the well-being and the health even into the next generation. Vanessa and Hanley's love is have expertise to give to this too, when they understand that even people who, and we're going to have some more expertise on therapy techniques for healing for people, including there's even the ability of adult West nursing now in a therapeutic way. But most important is just to be able to discuss, and to recognize that you have positive power in doing so, and that makes you a Co-Secretary General, Co-Secretary. So did I say Precious Antoinette and Riz and Rose and Grandma Popper and Grandma Marie of flowing milk and honey and water and kindness, and let's start with kindness, and Grandma Dorothy learning better than she did all the lessons of the Wizard of Oz. And all her generations doing that, all of us, and also Grandma Lynn, and we left the message for Jennifer that her mother would have fulfilled much more, and all of her sisters, and all of the family of the very famous man and men, actually, very important men of science that she married into, if we include the breastfeeding science, and the breastfeeding kindness, and the breastfeeding love. Because love is the ultimate wisdom. And the greatest scientists do figure that out. So you have a great deal to bring to this. You had some social science background, both of you, I think. And you have some you can talk about with each other. Okay. And with all these women online with me with this. And let's see. Also wanting to say Victoria and Mariama and Libertia and Mariama, Libertia, and Astrea, and Lynn, and Raquel, and Sharon. And we got lots of Sharons. I have an old friend named Sharon who was a midwife for years and deals particularly with young mothers now as doctors, medical doctor. We need to bring us all together, go back to the beginnings of our family community, and reconnect. And I also have a friend named Sharon, a couple of them, two of them, who are very strong advocates for gender parity and have publicly done so on these broadcasts and others, and their own broadcasts. So why not join us in with us? And also we have, let's see, did I say all the names of our great grandmothers and then the names of various women? And I want to get Jamie Lynn on here, and you can help with that, Georgine. Let's work on that together, as well as Naomi. You've already heard from her, and more. And let's also make sure that we include our younger generations, females and males. You know who I'm talking about. You know all their names, everyone from Hadass and Rachel Marie and Januette and Stacey and Anastasia, including Vanessa and Holland Elizabeth and Mary and Ross. With a name like Mary, certainly she's qualified to talk about breastfeeding. And her son is very qualified about gender parity. Okay, and we need to have these discussions together. And with Shishai and Marcel and Soma and Meredith, Soma is the ultimate elixir. It was the Antheon of the Vedic India heritage. But you know what the ultimate elixir for human beings is? Breast milk. And that's been proven now. So why isn't our family gathering to talk about this? It's our turn. Let's do it. Be our job as Co-Secretary General, Co-Secretary. And we did learn best, Dr. Strauss, but the thing is to learn and not to repeat the same errors, not to pick doctors that don't understand the importance of mother-child relationships, of sister relationships, and so forth. And you both can call me 24/7. And Donia Aurora Fleets and Maria Rainbow Sweetheart, and I also say the names of the men of our family. I know they'd go absolutely, completely happy to talk with someone like James Prescott, and that includes Alan, Noel, Julian, Lois, Alan, Emil, Oscar, Paul, and the Honor Brothers, as well as Joseph and Milton, and more. And so, you want to hear that breast and the violin. There's a big concert coming up. I saw something that reminded me of Tchaikovsky. Let's get our younger generations playing the harp and the piano. You both playing the piano and tickling the keys as well as the computer keys. And Helen Elizabeth is on that violin like Catherine, or is it Susan? I have to double check. in the Kansas City Orchestra is doing on the milk of music. We got some music there too, and it's all kindness. So let's bring this all together. Dorney Ruffles and Mary Rainbow Sweetheart, Mary Rainbow Sweetheart, and Dorney Ruffles say hi and hugs to Heather and Jam, Jam and Heather. And on behalf of Whiskers and Tiger and Holly and Buttermilk and Blackie and Buttermilk and Felicity and Felix and all the flora and the fauna, the butterflies, birds, and the bees, including the big white dogs, and the flora and the fauna, the pets, including the big white dogs, female and male, very gentle, and the butterflies, birdies, and the bees, and all the people, too, of our local, global, universal neighborhoods. You are Co-Secretary General's Co-Savior as Equinox True Q's. You have with the kiddies kits your ability to think with some time travel. You have the 11 steps. You have the New Millennial Golden Rule. You have everything you need to make your area a Garden of Eden, Elysian Fields again. And you have Sirius and Persephone both within you and within Vanessa and Harlan Lucifer. He can be like Triplomenus or Marsyas. She can be like young Venus. This is the same thing. This is the Elysian Mysteries. Let's do it. I love you. And they used to do it with thousands of people at once. How about our family giving it a go? Giving it a yes. Giving it a yes. Let's do it together. And you can call me 24/7. I'll say huge hugs, huge hugs, huge hugs, huge hugs, huge hugs. Okay, and you're looking at that milk. There's a heart light, there's the buttery flowers, there's cakes, and especially that milk.
You have reached the voicemail box of Julian.
Okay, we broadcast, we let a little snippet of your name be heard there, but I want to say your name, Julianne Marie. Julianne Marie, we're broadcasting. We just had a whole bunch of experts talking about breastfeeding. We had Emily from the Latch League. We had James Prescott, who's advocated for gender parity and 2 to 3 years on cue breastfeeding, both of them. You've talked with them before, and we also had making our connections to Marion and Jennifer on the same issue as we're talking with you right now. Now, you all, and we left a message for you and Georgine. Georgine has expertise in this area through her family, too, particularly her relation, Jamie Lynn, okay, and who wrote a big research article called Mother's Milk. Now, you and our family, Barbara, Marion, Doss, and you and Vanessa and Harlan is with me, and with all these people and these expertise, and Jennifer, daughter of Lynn. We talked also about how this impacted even the great Stargate guy. We have the ability to bring this together for this and all our planets. We can talk to this issue, and you can in a way that nobody else can, because the sensitive baby that you want to heal that sensitive baby, so you can be the holy baby girl that you can be and all women can be, the Sirius and the Persephone with the best gifts of milk. So listen to it on the 5547 extension. Right now, it's there. I haven't put anything on the other extensions for this broadcast yet, but you have them from earlier, and listen to it. And I want you to get it there in the context of a relationship with Georgine, whose name means earth. Your name means Iula, she who gives, and Anne, which means grace. Let's give you grace, so let's give our family grace, and let's give our whole world grace and love. Okay, I love you. Let's broadcast together. You can do it, and I look forward to it. And all these people now, everybody's hearing this worldwide. They're hearing this, so we are calling upon you all of you there, you, Georgine, and all the other women of our family, and all the young Shekinahs and young Hekinas, including very much Vanessa and Harmonious of his as co-secretary generals, co-savior Oz. It has to start with the females first, and the focus on the mother-baby bond, and particularly with daughters and mothers. But we also include mothers and sons. That's very important. And, you know, we've got another one named Mary, and there's a name for about breastfeeding. But you have Marie. It's the same name as the French version. And they're very good at la leche, aren't they? So we'll talk about this, and we'll leave this message for you right now.
Press 1 at any time. To listen to your message, press 2. To re-record, press 3. To mark urgent, message marked urgent. Message sent. Thank you for calling. Goodbye.
Okay, and now we're going to call some more of our phone tree. Hi, Vanessa and Harmonious Vanessa. We're leaving these messages for both of you right now, and we've already left messages for Marian Hadass and Barbara and Rachel Marie and Danielle Juliette and Stacy Anastasia and Cheryl, and also Julia Marie and Georgine. And you got yours earlier than them. We vary the order, so it's a circle. You know, we make a circle with it, and we're always around the circle in different orders. And we're showing you the milk, and we're showing you the marvelous, miraculous, budding, blooming flowers that you both are. And you are the Elysian Mysteries, you two, and all of you, the young people are the Shekinahs and the young Hekinas, and all their mothers, all the Shekinah goddesses. Okay, and here's the heart light, and here's the cakes with all the world globes on them. Now, I want to be able to put your voices on here, and I'm going to put your voices on here. I have a voice that represents Vanessa if I can't hear Vanessa directly, but that's a mistake. We have to be able to hear Vanessa directly. And use 7 different Vanessas if we have to do that to make the point that we need to be able to connect with her. No, I want to direct you. You can listen to 5547. We left it as a special message for Julia Marie and Georgine, but it's very important for all of you, and we did it, of course, within the context of meeting at this ground halo place that was our great-grandmothers, and gathers the women and the youths of, and females and males of family, past, present time, for divine democracy and divine balance of love and work, and divine balance of love and the kindness and human genius, okay? The other kinds of human genius, because kindness is a genius. And now you need to, so here's showing you all this, and I'll say all the names: Victoria, Mariama, Libertia, Astrea, Raquel, Sharon, and Lynn, and Vanessa, and of course for Helen Loseves, it's Grandma Popper, Grandma Margulies, Grandma Dorothy, Grandma Margulies, it's Harriet, and it's Harriet, very key person, key goddess, and whose birthday's coming up, and we're going to get you on here before then, I know it, and Jacqueline, and also Precious Antoinette, and Risen Rose, and Grandma Marie, Grandma Popper, and Grandma Lynn, Grandma and Grandma Grandma Rachel, and Carrie, and all the other mothers, and Julianne Marie's and Georgine's age, Rachel, Marion, and Barbara, and Meredith, and all the daughters and the sons, you know, Hadass, and Rachel Marie, and Danielle Juliet, and Soma, and Ross, and of course you two, very co-diamonds, okay? Now, and I also say the names of the men of the family, and they would really like, you will hear that we have broadcast to a couple of experts now on breastfeeding. One was a woman, Emily from La Leche League, founded in Illinois, and French, like our names, and also means mother's milk in French, and also James Prescott, who's written extensively about the importance of gender parity in government and full breastfeeding, past, present, and future. And I want to connect you with him. I want to connect you with him on these broadcasts. Okay, so let's do that real soon. And that's the kind of man that our world needs. And you are, both of you, capable of holding other men to be accountable to be like that, and becoming that way yourself, and what you talk about, the important things that you talk about, and especially to help Julianne Marie and give her a second lease, another lease on her time and incarnation, and to bring her expertise into the world's understanding, so that we can heal her and heal Georgine and heal all the people who are hesitant to deal with the mother-daughter issues and so forth. And so, and also the men of the family, and the younger brothers, as well as Joseph Milton and Carl and more. And we mention them. We talk with Jennifer too online. You'll hear that. Jennifer, the daughter of the famous Lynn, who was married to the famous Carl. And let's just whisper that. We're not ready for older men, except I made the one exception of James because, first of all, he has the name of the brother of the great figure of great kindness for Judeo-Christian heritage, although he had lots of brothers, and even he also had sisters and sister Kazinas, who I'm a reincarnation of. And we all are partial reincarnations, but of this family. But lots of other families, too, that are interrelated, including those of Persia, and those of France, and those of Romania, and those of, you know, lots of other families that we're bringing all these traditions with. And so let me just say, that's all here, and I say the names of all the men, and but your generation of young women and men are the most important right now, and to work with your mothers and your great and grandmothers and your neighbors who are also like mother figures too, so we can open the stargates, because that is what Georgine's family does art page about, that's on the internet. Okay, so this all comes together, and we can do it. And so I'll say Donnie Aurora Fleece and Mario Rainbow Sweetheart, and Donnie Aurora Fleece. Say hi and hugs to Heather and Jam and Heather. And on behalf of Whiskers and Tiger and Holly and Tiger and Buttermilk and Blackie and Buttermilk and Blackie and Buttermilk, and Felicity and Felix, and all the flora and the fauna, and the furry friends and the pets, big white dogs, very gentle, female and male, and the butterflies and the birdies and the bees, and all the people too of our local, global, universal neighborhoods. As Co-Secretary General's Code Safety Rods, Equinox Cues, our family can be and must be the first go first, okay? And we can do this. So that was broadcast today. Your names are all out here. Everybody's hearing it all around the world. Not hiding anyway this time. No hidings. No more hiding. All the people who are important are getting broadcast now. Okay, no more hiding after today. It's important that you come. It's important that Vanessa come. It's important Vanessa come and Hanountz come. It's even equally important, and just as important, maybe even a half second earlier, Julie, Emery, and Georgine. And if they don't come, I'm going to shame them. They're going to be shamed, okay, and publicly, because this is all available all around the world, and there's no reason for not to come and talk about these things. Come on, we can help the whole world. What are we doing? All the worlds. So, so you know, call me 24/7. You know, the best people are holistic, and they care about relationships of people and human bonding. Those are the people that you should be seeking for any kind of help for anyone in the family, including especially both of you. You can call me 24/7, and I say huge hugs, huge hugs, huge hugs, huge hugs, huge hugs.
To hear it again, press 2. Your greeting has been saved. To change extension type, press 1. To record extension name, press 2. To manage greeting, press 3. To hear messages recorded in this extension, press 4. To delete this extension, press 8. To return to the main menu, press 9. Main menu. Enter the extension number or press pound to create a new one. Extension.
Holy baby girl, dearest of young goddess, and with all of our Tinas and Tinas, and especially those dear Georgina and Vanessa and Harley's.
Playback, record. To change extension name, press 1. To record extension name, to change your custom greeting, press 1. Please speak after the tone. Press pound when finished.
We made an exception today while broadcasting and left you the message on your cell phone all about breastfeeding. That's so important for you and for the expertise. But we're just leaving this now. Listen to the 55:47, and I'm showing the milk, and I'm showing the heart light, and showing the marvelous, miraculous budding wing flowers, and the cakes. Okay, listen to 55:47 right now.
To save this message, press 1. Your greeting has been saved. To change extension type, press 1. To record extension name, press 2. To manage greeting, press 3. Your input is in. Type playback and record. To change extension type, press 1. To record extension name, press 2. To manage greeting, press 3. To change your, please speak after the tone. Press pound when finished.
Okay, we're showing the milk, and we're showing the marvelous, miraculous, budding, blooming flowers, and the heart light, with the pictures wrapped around it, and the cakes. There it is. Okay, and the cakes with all the world globes on them. The cakes with all the world globes on them. And we did the broadcast about breastfeeding today, an aspect of parity. We had a couple of witnesses, La Leche League and James. We had Emily from La Leche League, which means, like our French names, Mother's Milk or Milk, the Milk League. And we told them their co-secretary generals, co-secretaries, and we also had James Prescott, who's written extensively about the importance of gender parity, and also 2 or 3 years breastfeeding on cue. Okay, and we made sure that Julie Emery and Georgine knows it. They got a message. You listen to that message yourselves at 55:47. It's very important that you know that they got that message. And it was broadcast. We did not hide anything. We also called Marion Hadass. We also called Jennifer and Hesperus and Estrella and Athena. And we're going to call Barbara and all that again. But we already did that earlier in the day. And Stacey and Anastasia and Rachel Marie and Daniel Juliet and Soma and Meredith. We already did that during the day earlier. So now both of you are co-diamonds with our circle of gems, of rainbow gems, and we all have to be co-secretary generals, co-secretaries now. And I am broadcasting, so you know you can come forward. You don't have to hide anymore. Vanessa and Harlan's love is, and Vanessa. If your grown-ups don't bring you here, then they're going to be shamed. That's the way that's going to be. But we love them, and we want them to come, so they don't have to be ashamed. They can be very proud of themselves instead, and they'll always be compassionately shamed, not in any way to harm anybody. And so what you want to do is know that we also include the names of the great and grandmothers: Grandma Popper, Grandma Margulies, Ray, Clara, Sarah Harriet, Jacqueline also needs to talk about this breastfeeding area, and with Lily and Gay and so forth, and all her generations that may not have been optimally breastfed either, and also Precious Antoinette and Risen Rose and Grandma Popper and Dorothy, learning all the lessons of the Wizard of Oz, and also Grandma Marie. Did I say? I forgot to say Grandma Marie of loving, flowing milk and honey and loving kindness and water, and also Grandma Dorothy, all the lessons of the Wizard of Oz, and Grandma Lynn, whose daughter we talked with very much on this because she's got a lot. She's written a lot about breastfeeding and mothers and children's bonding, and also Rachel and Kerry and the Stargate family and so forth. And then that is a connection to Georgine because one of her family is an artist who did a picture of the Stargate, and Georgine also has a family member who's a violinist, a woman. Okay, so it's kind of like Risen Rose herself coming to visit you. Make the contact of that, and as well as her children, right? Okay, and now let's see. I also want to say Victoria and Mariama and Libertia and Raquel and Sharon, and also all the men of the families: Milan, Noel, Juliet, Louis, Alan, Emil, Oscar, Paul, and the younger brothers, as well as Joseph and Milton, and more. And I include all of them, okay? I include all people. I'm trying to give eternal life to everybody, everyone, every person. But that means I have to start out with the people that I have a certain priority for, and that you are a priority. Both of you, Hadass is a priority, and Anastasia is a priority, Soma is a priority, and Rachel Marie, Danielle, Juliet, our priority is in your generation, and so is Ross and some of these other guys, okay? You can only do this with each other. That's the only way it's going to work. And if you don't do it with each other, the world will not be the same. So you have to do it. And now, you know, you can call me 24/7. And again, now you heard from these people. They're all about holistic, the real natural medical understanding. Go back to Atlantis, go back to the daughters, the wife, as well as Asclepius, okay? Panacea, Hygiena, all these were goddesses. They were considered goddesses, okay? And you have the option of going to holistic people who are goddesses, who spent their birthdays in Crete, like Martha. Okay, so, and you know also about Vicky, who's written a book called Goddess Gift, as well as her understanding of natural medicine, and Family Collaborative Healthcare Coalition, all about family. And Georgine has a relative, very famous one, Irene, who's involved in family counseling. Very, very, very. Yeah, this is all your heritage. So you could have a great time talking about all of this. Okay, so you're going to come, and Julie, Emery, and Georgine, they know about this now. They know that their names and their telephones they got on this broadcast. And I'm going to make sure that Georgine gets on directly on the broadcast next time. I don't have time at the moment, but we'll make sure that she does on the next one. And she's already been mentioned in terms of the phone tree, so she did get on directly. And so, you know, you can call me 24/7. And Donnie Aurora Fleece and Mario Rainbow Sweetheart, and Donnie Aurora Fleece say hi and hugs to Heather and Jam and Heather. And on behalf of Whiskers and Tiger and Holly, and Holly and Tiger and Buttermilk and Blackie and Buttermilk, and Felicity and Felix, and all the flora and the fauna, and the two and all the pets, including the two big white dogs, very gentle, female and male, and the butterflies, the birdies, and the bees, and all the people too, including all of you, of course, right there. Your little circle, so important. Julie, Emery, Georgine, and you, Vanessa, and you, Harlan, Luz Leviz, you, Harlan, Luz Leviz, and you, Vanessa. You're very, 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 very important people. All of you, all of us together, including me. Yeah, I include myself too. I love you, and I love you, and I love everybody. So let's do this together. Have a great time on these hearings. Take a lot of fun. And then we'll all dance and have a springtime gala that makes EARTHSZ and EARTHSZ together. SZTARRISZE and SZTARRISZE, both. ESZT and EARTHSZ, both. Easter and Easter. Both. 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 You have them in your family. Both. 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 And all. And all. And all. And all. And you can call me 24/7, and I'll just say, here's the milk again, and here's these really marvelous, miraculous, budding, blooming flowers in water, and here's the heart light with the pictures wrapped on it, and here's the cakes with all the world globes on them. There's going to be more added. I love you. Huge hugs, and I'll just say huge hugs, huge hugs, huge hugs, huge hugs, and I'm sending this message. And this is a hearing. Hearing can be lots of fun. You just have to listen and hear. And then you make the right decisions. You choose parity culture, and you get, say, patriarchy is making people sick and dumb. Let's not do that. Okay, I'm sending this message.
To save this message, your greeting has been saved. To change extension type, 1. To record extension name, press 2. To manage greeting, press 3. To hear messages recorded in this extension.
Okay, we communicated to the most important folks. I think I'll let Georgine's line know that she's got a message right now. She was, I gave her a little heads up earlier, so we'll call her very quickly. Well, we'll do that in a minute. She can wait. Georgine, we're calling you in a minute. Okay, and so that's going to be our hearing and our ceremony. We did go with, we kind of did the hearing rather informally. Whoops. We did the hearing rather than informally, kind of catch as catch can, because we got so many things to do and emailing people and stuff that it takes a while and everything is kind of backlogged. But we got the most important point out today. Julianne Marie's Holy Baby Child. Most important for our world and all the next generations being affected by that, and me being affected by that, and all of us. Let's heal our world. Let's heal those we love. Let's heal everyone. We can do it. We can do it. And we'll open the stargates when we do. As we do.